We understand we're back there. We apologise for the technical difficulties, but we're back here at KG5. It's still 0-0. Now 15 minutes transpired as Joel Stone plays into Gorry. Blow Blizzard. Through ball. Joel Stone on the left. Crosses with the left. And Clarence don't put it out for a corner. They're able to clear it out, but only so far as Gorry's pass is able to be dealt with. Clarence looking to move up. Obviously, Clarence, a new side, replacing Glenorchy Knights in the NPL Tasmania League. So we're getting used to these new players, so bear with Andrew and myself today. But that's probably a foul on Blow Blizzard, but it hasn't been paid. I think that's Dennehy there playing it through. It's out for a throw in.
So Clarence haven't had a lot of moments in attack so far in this one, but a chance here for them. Lucky Hardwick with the throw. And let's head it away, and man will give chase. Aiken wins it in midfield. It'll spill over the line here and be taken by Dennehy. Really nailed down that wing spot last year. Very pacey front four. Here's Stone. Sitting back in midfield with Sison. Smith is pressured there by Bug. Spills out of play. Man tried the flick on. Price is able to just lob it out of there. It's headed away, and again Aiken tenacious in midfield, but only as far as Sison. Blizzard set Smith a task, and he couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, it's good to see Nathan Grattan, Big Jack, coming back into the fray in the State League setup, having spent a few seasons in the Northern Premier League. Centre half, they're joining with the import from Canada in Zupo. It's two very tall, very strong, aerially very good. So crosses coming in or set pieces, watch out for Grattan and Zupo. Whoever's playing against Devonport will have their work cut out. Be interesting matchup actually to see corners taken against Kimbra. See how the Stork deals with the two threats in the air.
Yeah, towering presence, aren't they? But it's Clarence with a chance to test their resolve here. It's going to be Bug to whip it in. He goes near post, and it's really poor delivery in the end. Went straight down the throat of Blizzard, and they're able to carry it out. Sison fighting for the ball, but acrobatically cleared by Hallard. Big Chilcott just looks to gallop away there from Burgess. Sison in the middle for Stone. Stone with a lovely ball. Just a bit too inside. Hallard should be able to deal with that, and he does. It was Gorry threatening down the right. And here is that towering presence. Zupo, Man Mountain, the centre half. They'll be uncompromising in the air. Here's Stone, did really well to win it. Played it through for Man, but Clarence have been pretty compact and pretty organised so far as Bug looks to play it in there. Here's it rolled back to Bug. Surging down the right. Gets past Smith. Can he pick someone out? Oh, not dealt with at all. There was no one at the top of the area. It could have been dangerous if they had been. And Clarence showing a little bit back the other way. They've been well organised in defence so far, and showing a bit of an attacking threat on the counter.
So I think Devonport's picked up a throw here, which they shouldn't have got. It did come off a Clarence player, but Braden kicked it before it went out. So lucky break there for Devonport. They'll regroup here and go into the attack.
Yeah, a little bit fortunate.
Because the referee did actually overrule the linesman. So anyway.
Aiken to Bug onto his head. It'll fall
But
away.
Bug's been good early, Drewster.
He's looked their most lively in an attacking sense down the right, perhaps looking to get at Smith, the left full-back. The youngster there as Sison is across and runs out of bit space in the end and carries it over. But yeah, I've been impressed with what I've seen from Bug so far. As the throw-in will be taken here by Hardwick, the full-back. Haven't seen a lot of Naden so far. He's playing in behind the striker. Here he's now getting a head on. He's regarded perhaps as one of the best players in this Clarence side, a real key mover
That's a fantastic chest by Braden Mann. Sets up Dennehy and he'll win a free kick. Well, it's gone the other way.
Good strength by Hardwick there. It was a good honest battle in the end. Just a little bit of a shove from Dennehy there. Well done by Lockie Hardwick. The ball lobbed onto the head of Hedge. That's what he's there for. Big physical presence up top. Aiken, we want to win it, but it's cleared out of there in no uncertain terms by Grattan. Falls now for Adam Gorry. What can he do? He gets up and has a run at the defence. Plays it in for Dennehy. 1-0.
Oh, there we go.
Well, in the blink of an eye, they've taken the lead here. Dennehy, the scorer, played in by Gorry. They are vulnerable at the back, and that's the problem. They had a few men forward there, Clarence, and without the extra numbers back, they've been torn apart, and Devonport take the early lead through Dennehy.
Yeah, it was a bit of a quick break, really, Drewster, and Gorry played in a lovely ball, and it was a brilliant finish by Dennehy.
Look at the end of the replay there. See the ball rolling into the net and try and get the striker to it. It was a well-placed finish, very collected finish from Dennehy, and the strikers often rolling.
Well, it really was a striker's finish too. He turned and he just knew where the goals were, and he laid the ball into the back of the net past the keeper's outstretched arm.
He did well. Hallard composed there, and they lob it long, looking for the run of Burgess out here on the left. Keeper not the most convincing of clearances there from Nicky G. Here's Stone, surrounded by red shirts. Mann flicking it on for the goal scorer. And Dennehy, Braden Mann again, surrounded by shirts. Well done there by Naden to win it from Mann. He's done well, and in the end he's doing a little bit of contact afterwards and wins the free kick. So well done, Naden. Very versatile player. And using him in the central midfield role today. Going to be one of the more advanced of the midfielders. It'll be tough for them chasing the game now, Clarence. Hallard over it. That's a really poor ball from Hallard. They need better than that from the big centre half. Trying to pick out Bug, who's been lively, as we've said so far. Dennehy with fancy footwork, skips around a couple and plays it to Bo Blizzard. Here's Sison, just casually looking to step around Bug there. Smith, Blizzard. He's shut down immediately by Aiken. Header one there by Grattan to Braden Mann, who's done a lot of link-up work so far. Played with his back to goal for the most part. It's a dangerous ball in towards Gorry. Far too much room for him there, and he looks up, plays it in. It could be 2-0. It is. It's a brace already. Dennehy, dangerous signs here for Clarence. Whenever they've attacked with pace, they've been brought undone all too easily at the back again. And Dennehy strokes it home. It's 2-0 to the strikers, and Clarence just not looking real secure at the back there, Jacob.
Yeah, it's a brace within the opening 23 minutes, and Devonport 2-0, and they're doing what we thought they probably would do.
Yeah, looking a bit strong here at the moment, and Clarence, they get their heads up. It's going to be tough for them. On paper, it certainly looked a mismatch, and so far that's the way it's playing out.
I've got a bit of blogging and Facebooking and tweeting to do here, Drewster, so I might have to leave you with it for a few minutes while I get up to date with this frantic start.
Yeah, 2 goals in the blink of an eye. Their first 15 minutes they held out pretty well, but they've been brought undone all too easily. There's been nothing particularly special about the goals. They've been pretty direct balls into the box, and they've just had far too much space there to operate in. And I tell you what, off to a flying start to the season here. Here's that man Dennehy. He's grabbed a brace. Clarence defence just not organised as Aiken thumps this one up towards us in the box. Smith on the ball. The throw in here. Smith passes it into his own foot. Joel Stone wins it back though. Naden looking to pressure. And they'll play it back all the way to the centre half there. Zupo, who with a searching ball again picks out Gorry. This time he can't get round Henry Lush though. He puts it out of play. It's going to be tough for Clarence. 2-0 down already. You felt they needed to hold out a bit longer than that, and maybe then out of frustration we'd see Devonport overcommitting forwards and create the error. But it's going to be tough. They're not really a team that you can see chasing the game. They're not really in an attacking force. Their strength is their defence nominally, but that's unfortunately for them not been the case early on, and it's going to be really hard work against what is, as we've said, a very, very impressive looking Devonport side. A lot of expectations around them. With South Hobart and Olympia last night putting on a show, Devonport would be keen to match South Hobart, and certainly with the home ground advantage they've got up at the Fortress. Many people tipping them to be the dark horse, as we've said, to make a run at the title this year. That's not the best pass you'll see, and Chilcott's all over that one. Stone plays in towards Man, fancy back heel back to Stone. He's got space to shoot Joel Stone, but it was straight at Dyson, who's not troubled by it in the end, but you can't afford to give a player of Stone's quality that much time and space at the edge of the area. That really is flirting with disaster from Clarence. 2-0 the score, Price standing over it. He lobs it forward onto the head of Hedge, but beaten out in the air. One back in midfield well by Lush, and here's Naden. Naden with a just overhit ball. It was opening up, you felt. Wide on the left there for Burgess, but he couldn't find him.
Set pieces, dead ball situations, trying to get Devonport out there, but even that's going to be difficult, you know, with the height and the strength in the air that Devonport has. So we'll see what happens throughout the course of the day, but at this stage it's 2-0, and we'll see how we go. But that was fantastic work there on the right, and it's come unstuck unfortunately there for Clarence.
Yeah, Rob just not able to follow up the good work. Smith nods it, but wasn't
that's Zupo, the
best header.
The import from Canada, or one of them.
Almost sold him into trouble. So the throw, searching there for Burgess on the left, who gets around Chilcott, plays it into Hedge. Can Adam Hedge do? He goes back and just holds up the ball, plays it for Lush. Burgess again now. And Hedge, but he's robbed of the ball by Joel Stone. I don't know if there was any communication there, but he certainly didn't seem to appear to know Stone was looming over his shoulder. He's the man who's already got a brace. And Dennehy coming out from the back is Hallard, one of the English imports, who's going to be an important player for Clarence United this season. Smith picks out Blizzard with a throw, immediately returns the ball. That was a poor pass though, and able to win it back is Naden. He looks to set Rob away. Can he get in behind Smith? He does. Zupo across to cover, and in the end, it was a searching cross and had to be put behind there by the big red rock, LaRue.
Yes, well, he didn't know what was behind him, so he did what a good defender should do and turn it behind if you don't want to take control of it. And
I'll tell you what was behind him was Burgess.
Yeah, Burgess was coming. Many a times you've seen a defender there try and control the ball in that situation and play the ball out from his own 6-yard box, and the ball gets caught under their feet, and the attacker comes through, makes the challenge and scores an easy goal. So he had to do what he had to do to the big red rock.
And chance here at the set piece for Clarence. Well, this is one area they can try and get at Devonport. We kill it in here.
That's a free.
Climbing over the keeper there. It was Burgess, I think, who was absolutely all over him. And in the end, an easy one for the referee to blow. He was trying to jump all over him. Very overzealous in his attack on the ball there, I think.
Yeah, you know, we are playing football, but it's not the Australian rules version.
I reckon Aussie rules that was a free kick, to be honest, let alone in this form. There's Nicky G just told to take the ball back a little bit. I'll tell you what, maybe he didn't blow a foul. He's taking it from the goal kick spot, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
I think it was a foul. I think that's just where the foul was.
Yeah, anyway, surging forward.
I think our boy Nicky G was trying to creep a few yards.
Braden Mann looks to play the killer ball through, but straight to the hands of Dyson, and Gorry gets up on him. Play it out, Braden Mann, quick to close that one down though. Hardwick, you'll soon learn you don't have that long to dwell on the ball at this level.
No, you don't. There's Nandon, your boy that you were talking about before. He's won a throw.
Reliably informed by the figures of Clarence that he's considered the key man and capable in a number of positions, perhaps a more natural defender, but out of necessity they need him in the midfield really because
so you need your best players
on the ball,
making the play, setting it up.
This one's set out wide for Burgess, but the Red Rockaloo there did not away from him.
He's solid, isn't he? He's solid, just like the middle of Australia.
Acres of space was Gorry. Eventually he gets closed down. Played back by Rob, and in the end Dyson should be able to gather this one up. And he clears the area, but only as far as Stone. Naden goes up and makes him earn it. Bo Blizzard now. He'll go himself, looks to get in behind the fullback there, Hardwick, and it's put out of play as we took past half an hour and for a couple of minutes there at the 20-minute mark. Clarence have a reasonable account of themselves, but I think they just dropped their heads up for the first goal. A quick double strike has them 2-0 down and chasing this game. And Devonport firmly in the ascendancy. Here's Stone. What can he do? He'll play it back to Smith. Smith goes to the man who scored both those goals. Dennehy, curling ball. Dyson will let that one float out of play.
Just a little bit too far there, but the right idea, the curling cross there to the back post, and had a couple of players there ready to nod it in. Should it have not gone too far.
Yeah, just overhit. Dyson assesses his options here.
They've settled a little bit now, Clarence. They're starting to play a little bit more of a passing game, but Devonport's still obviously on top. Smith.
Been busy early, Smith. A lot of play down this flank so far, and that's a good ball by Naden that has set Rob away. What can Rob do? He's got Hedge to pick out the middle. He cuts inside himself, and it's a pretty good challenge in the end there from Grattan. Just held him up, and they'll win the ball back to Devonport. And maybe just would have been better served just driving to the byline and crossing rather than cutting back inside there, Rob.
I'm liking Rob, and I'm also liking Bug as well. But both of them seem to be players that give a lot to Clarence, and the playmakers, I guess, especially Bug down here on the right. It's going to be an interesting duel with Smith.
Smith's certainly not shy of getting forward, so there should be some opportunities for him. Chilcott, more of a stay-at-home fullback on the right-hand side, so certainly there could be some opportunities in behind.
One of the reasons he's called a rock, because he stays there and nothing gets past.
And here's Braden Mann looking to cut inside, and Naden fighting with Blizzard for the ball. Blizzard's done pretty well. Oh, he's beaten two of them. Well done, Bo Blizzard. And he might enjoy a bit of freedom this year with the new signings, just affording a little less attention to him, and I reckon he'll thrive in the extra space by Blizzard. And Smith looks to block off Robin. He's a nasty little
strong too there by Smith. Did not flinch, did not go down, just got on with the job of getting the ball and passing it off to his teammate.
The fair old whack as Stone plays back to Smith, and he's showing no ill effects of that. Knock. Fighting hard here is Gorry, who's plenty of attention, and then cuts inside a Bug. He's surrounded by four shirts. If he can get away here, that might open up.
Fantastic work by Adam Gorry.
In the end, they've been ordered a free kick, so Clarence get out of trouble.
Well, Gorry was unfortunate not to win a free kick, really. At the start of that play, of that passage, I think all he had to do was go to ground, and he would have received a free kick. But credit to him, stayed on his feet, won the ball twice. It's good to see football played that way.
Here's Naden. You can see he really is crucial to this team's chances. All their attacking movements being directed his way. He's just playing in behind Hedge at the moment. So they'll work the ball back. Hallard shifts the point of attack to Bug on the right. He'll look to get up and run at Smith.
Smith, he's winning the duel.
Put it into touch there. He had Dennehy working back hard to cover, and certainly that's going to be a feature of Devonport this year. They're going to be absolutely covering the turf and running hard.
They're exciting to watch, aren't they?
Yeah, they're buzzing about the pitch, that's for sure. Plenty of talk about them so far. They'll be pretty happy with the way they've opened up this season. 2-0 lead. And sitting pretty comfortably As Rob is fouled, is he? He is. So he's a set piece in a dangerous area for Clarence. A good opportunity here to whip a ball of quality in and use some of those big frames in the box to try and disrupt them.
Yeah, look for Zupo and Grattan though. For Devonport to be defending and getting a head away.
Yeah, it's Rob and Hardwick standing over this ball. Looks like Rob's going to defer to the fullback, Hardwick to take.
I reckon they're going to play it short through to Rob here. That's what I do. They haven't done it though.
To the near post,
Oh, he gets to him anyway.
Rob hits it over the top.
He had all that space, and Devonport have got two of the tallest players in the competition, and you still try and dink the ball in. Why not just play it short to Rob there, and he's at the top of the 18-yard box, and he gets a shot away.
Yeah,
anyway, that's what maybe something that Alan Jablonski could be looking at there.
Well, perhaps also they discussed it when they were taking it. Rob was next to him, and probably said, "All right, whip it in." Probably wasn't realising he was going to have all that space when he wandered away from the
Yeah,
dead ball.
well, that's why you got to be on your game here in the state league, in the NPL.
Stone climbs all over Naden.
It's a step up from the Southern Premier League, and you've got to be able to see those opportunities when they present themselves and take them as soon as you can.
Seize the day, as it were. Here is Hallard on the ball. And again, they'll lob it forward. Just looking a bit more comfortable out there now, Clarence. He's starting to grow into this game. He directs it to the head of Hedge. Stone tracking back's able to clear it. And as far as Hardwick, Gorry, Bo Blizzard looks to set Gorry away, working back hard there. He's Henry Lush, and they'll clear the area with Hallard driving forward. Bug, who's now bobbing up on the opposite flank. Looks to switch sides with Burgess for the time being.
The old switcheroo, Drewster.
Maybe hoping Burgess might have a bit more luck getting at Smith than Bug has, who's been pretty good when he's had space, but has been unable to get round Smith, who's been pretty impressive so far, the young fullback for Devonport. Here's Nicky G, who's could probably just set up a deck chair and wait before someone decided to pressure him there. In the end, he flicks it forward. Aiken wins it in the middle, does well. He's Naden, but unfortunately not on the same page as Hedge, who just wanted it played short to him. And the lob one in, coming together in midfield. There's a real collision there, but play on is the decision. We tick towards half-time, 2-0 the score. They play it direct, and here's Hallard. Clarence looking a bit more comfortable out there now. Dyson skews his kick a little bit. One in the air. Well read by the captain Price. He launches it long. And the giant Zupo heads away. These really are a massive centre-back pair, Zupo and Grattan. Serious size as Stone looks to get up and run at Hardwick here. He cuts inside. Centering ball is dangerous for Blizzard, but getting back to cover well was Aiken. Put it out of play for a throw. Important for Clarence to hold on and not concede again before half time here.
Yeah, you're spot on, Drewster. To go 3-0 down at half time, well, they're going to get a. That's a silly foul. I mean, you're now going to have. Here's Zupo, I should say, coming up for the dead ball. Stone was going away from goal, and you're giving away the free kick.
Yeah, he'll discipline that.
Probably not a good move, really.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
Good opportunity here once Stone gets his boots sorted out.
And if you are going to give the free kick away, I mean, make him know about it.
Yeah, I just reckon this area of the field's not somewhere you want to be doing that unless you're denying them from setting up a chance, and it wasn't looking particularly menacing, that attack. Yes,
I do agree. He was running away from goal. It was a silly free kick to give away, and we'll see if the silly free kick will lead to a third goal and potentially game over. I can't see them coming back from 3-0 down.
Yeah, I think so. He's taking his sweet time here as Stone, and he's finally ready. And gets permission now, so what can he do? He'll set it up for the back post. Plenty of tall timber there. It's bundling around and steered over by Smith. There's a no. He's put it straight at Dyson, who saves spectacularly.
And I think they're calling offside. The linesman has flagged.
Anyway,
yeah.
Well,
so I'm not sure if he's actually been called for offside or he's.
Yeah, the flag went up straight away apparently, but Dyson Well, he'll be robbed of what was a pretty good save in the end.
Yeah.
Desperate stuff on the goal line, but apparently it will all count for naught. Dyson's now got to clear it because he's being pressured. Price sold him into a little bit of trouble there. The header goes down towards Stone, and now Sison with a lovely little turn gets it back to Stone. Couldn't get around Aiken, and in the end, getting back in supporters Burgess. Stone, well, put to a hard work, and then got the ball trapped under his feet. So there'll be a Clarence throw in here, 4 minutes before half time. 2-0 the score. That was a terrible throw, straight to Smith. Gorry looks to turn inside, but Hardwick was there. He now plays it up to the front man, Hedge. Hedge with a fairly poorly directed ball, trying to pick out the runner Burgess, and no threat there for the Devonport goal. Nicky G can get them reloaded from the back. He played it towards 3 red shirts though. Blizzard and Sison combine in midfield, and Blizzard just looked good when he skipped away, and that's a lovely through ball. Here's a chance for Devonport, but Price was there to cover.
Dennehy was thinking hat trick in the first half.
Yeah, it was opening up for him. Dennehy, but well defended by the captain, Jez Price, in the end. Got across, covered his lines well. Henry Lush to take the throw in here.
I'm impressed with you picking up these names so quickly, by the way, Andrew.
Oh, it's a gift, mate. It's a gift. As we see, Naden, one of the few I did know heading into this one. Bug gets it in. Edge, another familiar name. Well, an unfamiliar position. They've found him as a target man. He's done a pretty good job there so far. Now what can Bug do? He switch flanks and he gets a shot on goal, but that's not going to test out Nicky G. Straight at him and never really threatening, but some good play cutting inside there from Bug. A bit more lively. He's offered a bit for them going forward, you've got to say, as Gorry turns it over. Here's Bo Blizzard. Oh, acres of space. You can't give him that much space. He's played the ball a bit early, though. Maybe he should have just carried it. He had runners and outnumbered them.
You were saying exactly what I was thinking. How did he get that much space?
Acres in the most dangerous part of the field.
Oh. You can't have your midfielders allowing them 10, 15 yards like that.
Especially not Bo Blizzard.
No.
He brought them undone for one of the goals. He's looking to get at them here. Dennehy, he scored a couple, and with fancy footwork gets around Henry Lush there, and in the end, well done by Lush, because it'll be a goal kick. Dennehy, after scoring a couple earlier, filled with confidence, going one way than the other, trying to do it himself. And must have had the last touch on that one as we...
Looks like Ken Morton's over there just behind the linesman. He's trying to be a little bit incognito, not sitting up in the main grandstand.
I've seen a few rival coaches.
Yes, we have. Glenn McNeil was here, and I think we saw Chris Hay as well. So
definitely a few there.
They're interested in looking at this Devonport strikers outfit.
Yeah, no doubt. Anyone out here at KG5 today assessing rivals with all 8 teams playing over the course of 24 hours here at KG5. A good first look at the opposing sides.
Yeah. Of course, South Hobart defeating last year's champions, Olympia Warriors FC 6-3.
Defeating, putting it mildly too. That was a very comprehensive victory.
A statement to the competition.
It was a statement. He said as such in his post-game last night. He's Bug now to get inside and run at the defenders. He'll just dwell on the ball and bring Naden into the play. Naden will look to get into the box here. This is a good run. Can he pick someone out? He couldn't quite, but the threat of Naden never present when they go forward.
Well, we did pick someone out, and unfortunately for him, it was Nicky G.
It was indeed, and he gets things moving very quickly. And unable to get his head on it. It'll fall the way of Gorry, who's passed towards Stone, was cut out by Hardwick, and they get the decision in their favour, Clarence. So it'll be a throw in their way. Tick towards half-time, just a few seconds. It'll probably be a minute of added time, you think, here. Can Clarence pull one back before the break? They have settled well after conceding those 2 goals. They've grown into the game. And here's a chance here, a really good chance. He cuts it in. Oh, it was a poor ball in the end there from Hedge. He had Burgess in the middle if he could pick him out. Disappointing stuff there. He's Hardwick, but they are starting to look more of a threat back the other way, Clarence. They've grown into this game nicely. Here's Naden. He's shadowed there by Gorry. Not going to give up the fight though, and in the end, try to play it along the line and just run out of field there. So I think obviously Devonport will be happier at two teams going into the break. But I think over the last 15 minutes, Jablonski will be pleased with the way his team is settled.
Well, I think he'd be pleased that that they haven't conceded another goal and they've been able to actually get the ball at their feet and play some football. Pass the ball around, make some attacking plays. They have got in behind the defence a couple of times. That's promising signs for Clarence United.
Yeah, threatening to do so again there, but I think they'll be happy. I suppose a few nerves. Jablonski said there's perhaps a few deer in the headlight type moments in the pre-season, and that's perhaps how they looked early on in this one, a little bit nervous, finding their feet at this level, but they've settled in pretty well. But unfortunately, they conceded two before that occurred. Devonport will certainly be going in the happier of two teams, although I reckon they'd probably take the break if it was offered to them, because they've just come a little bit unstuck.
Oh, what a ball! But
offside against Man. It was a searching ball from the big centre half there. Zupo picked him out, but just straight offside, Braden Man. So 47 minutes gone. You'd think this will be the last action of the half. This Dyson kick. 2-0 the score. As we approach half-time and the halfway mark of the day. Halfway in game two of this triple header coming at you live from KG5 all day. Next up, we've of course got England Rangers against Hobart Zebras to round out round one of the PS4 NPL Tasmania League. Braden Man looks to play a beautiful ball in there for Blizzard. Can he pick out Dennehy for the hat-trick? He was ahead of the defender, but Dyson got there for Clarence, and the danger averted. He plays it to Lush. I'm not sure he intended to pick out Hedge, but he did so in the end. Sison battling with Naden. It all spills out, and that will do us for the first half here. 2-0 to Devonport. A double strike around about the 20-minute mark. 2 goals in the space of a minute, giving them a comfortable buffer at the advantage. But Clarence, they settle all right, and some positive signs for them to go into the second half.
Look, yeah, I think you're right, Drewser. I think what Sav's going to have to do here at half-time is get around the troops here at Devonport and make sure that they don't take the foot off the pedal. That's probably the biggest threat here for Devonport, is that they think they're just going to walk it through. They're just going to take the 3 points back up to Valley Road. They're going to have to really go for the kill here and try and put on 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 goals. Clarence, on the other hand, Jablonski will be happy with the last 15 minutes, and he'll be wanting to see more of that. Get in behind the Devonport defence. Don't play the long balls, because we know that they've got Grattan and Zupo there. And try and play to their strengths. So we'll see what happens in the second half. We'll take a short break. We'll be back very shortly.
Welcome back for the second half here between Clarence United and Devonport Strikers. It is the team from the northwest leading 2-0. Clarence settled all right, but certainly first half on was very much going the way of the Strikers as Clarence looked to get a quick start here. Hedges going to try to get in the middle, but it's seen over the line for a goal kick there. Some surging play down the right-hand side by Burgess, who changed flanks with Bug midway through the half, and seemed to be a decent move in the end. So they've got it also to do, Clarence. They did certainly show some signs of improvement throughout, I suppose, the last 15 minutes or so of the first half. But a long way back up against a very good Devonport team. If they do push on in numbers, it's just going to open up more space. And a couple of times where they did have space and Clarence didn't have those extra midfielders back, kind of blocking off the lanes, they look quite vulnerable, Jacob. But
yes, certainly. You're certainly right there, Andrew. It seemed that when Devonport got on the break, on the quick break, it really opened up the Clarence defence. And when you've got Blizzard, Gorry, Stone running at you, and then you still got to deal with Braden Mann further up the field, it's certainly going to trouble any defence, let alone Clarence's.
Gorry not going to get to that one, so Lush will take the throw in here. Yeah, they've certainly got an uphill task facing him here, Clarence. Gorry nods that one out of play, and they'll move along the line and gain another 10 metres or so. Lush goes for the feet of Hedge. That target man, he's Gorry. Plays it into Stone, hacked forward by Sison. Straight to Jeremy Price, the captain of Clarence, with a searching ball that couldn't quite pick out Burgess there on the flank. Dennehy tried to go round. Hardwick couldn't. Now Hardwick's surging back the other way. He tries to win a throw. I think that's the last out off him. And indeed it is. And now he'll have to scurry back into position. Smith, who had a pretty impressive first half, the young fullback, like what I saw from him. Just over the head of Hedge, and it'll be an easy one for Nicky G in goals. He's got plenty of time to dwell on it. Clarence, as you can see, not really impressing the defenders or the keeper at all. They've been quite content to sit back for the most part. Getting across, well, there in midfield was Aiken to disrupt Mann's attack on the ball. As well, just evade the dangerous Blizzard and will head on into the corner where the Red Rock or LaRue will see it out of play. Bug giving chase for Clarence, and Lush yelling out to box them in here, so they might just try and press. We've seen that a few times in the first half when they got the throw-ins in these positions. They did really push up on them, but the rest of the time we're content to sit back. And
they've got out of that a little bit too quick.
Win the ball here, and here is that key man, Naden. Played it for Hedge, his touch was heavy, and Stone, I thought, just got a little clip there, but the referee says play on. Gorry robbed him there, picked Rob's back pocket. Blizzard turns with it to Gorry. It's all very contested and very narrow at the moment here for Devonport. A long ball over the top from Zupo. Won't pick anyone out, and it's going to be the Englishman Hallard to clear the area. Across to Burgess. Burgess tries to find Naden, but he lost his footing at an inopportune moment. And Stone can play it to Gorry. He wanted the ball returned immediately. Didn't come that way though. Here's Sison. Patiently working it here, Devonport. Oh, the man who scored a brace in the first half.
I can't believe that.
It's Dennehy.
They played it to Dennehy's feet and stayed off him and allowed him to turn.
Yeah, can't give that much time.
Clarence need to really get up there, really right up his backside, and make sure that that he knows that he's got a defender right on him, and make sure he can't turn. If he does turn, you're going to be there and win the ball. Put the pressure on.
His Bug is bundled over by Stone. The free kick. We'll leave this one for Hallard to take. Probably lob this one on the head of Hedge. It's been the game plan, despite the two man mountains that Devonport are rocking at centre back. And they'll go that way. Hallard towards Hedge. It's a push. It's a soft one.
Silly free kick to give away by Grattan.
And Grattan concedes a free kick in a very dangerous area.
Extremely dangerous. Who's going to take it?
Well, they were mixing it up in the first half. Hardwick was one who had a couple. It looks like it's going to be Rob standing over this ball. Hardwick comes across as well. Kind of rotating the set piece duties in the first half. But, it looks as if Rob is fancying the shot. Now the captain, Jez Price, just across to have a word. Just doing the boots up at the moment. Who's it going to be, Hardwick or Rob? Rob looks the most likely at this stage.
I think Rob.
Can he put Clarence on the score sheet? He steps up and drives. And it flies wide. And he hit it with some venom.
It's been given a corner, I
must
believe.
have taken a touch. A fierce hit and a good chance. Again here from the set piece. It'd be Bug to take the corner. And he pick out a man in the area. Bug sends it in. It's horribly done. Just rolled along the ground of the man at the near post. We'll get another bite at it though. Bug in here, dangerously looking to turn with the ball. Still going, and eventually the foul is blown in Clarence's favour. Edge of the man drawing the foul.
A few fouls here around the penalty area. Devonport are sort of putting themselves into some trouble without really needing to.
Plagued with fire, conceding fouls in this part of the pitch. And the third good set piece opportunity in a matter of moments for Clarence. This time Price is the man standing over the ball, the centre back. So he's pulled Ranky, the captain, said, I'm going to take it. Not surprised it's not Bug after that last corner effort. Anyway, this is a really good position for Clarence. What can Jez Price do? He goes again, flattened along the ground. It wasn't much better. Then they'll be very lucky to get a corner. They shouldn't have.
Well,
really.
the groans.
A lot more than deserved.
The groans went around the KG5 grandstand at that effort.
Yeah, he's just rolled it along the ground again, straight to the first man. And the hat clearance. Really, very fortunate to get another corner, but they do. And they make something of this. It's headed away there by Grattan. Gorry battling a couple in midfield. Just drew a little bit of contact from Lush and gets the foul. And Lush accidentally clipping the ball on his way there, which delays him taking it quick. Would have been called back anyway because he tried to steal a few extra metres. So Devonport will be glad just to relieve the pressure. They've been under siege for the last few minutes and now Bugs into space. They've grown into this game well, Clarence. Here's Chilcott across and, well, he didn't see Rob getting him behind him. Stone works back well. Gets it to Dennehy. Dennehy into Blizzard. He's looked dangerous. He's got a massive pocket of space here. He's running at the defence. He looks to slide it through. Couldn't quite. In the end, they work it. And well defended there by Hardwick to deny Braden Mann. Here's Stone. To an even bigger Stone, the big red rock, LaRue. And that's a horrible ball, I think. Oh no, it's worked out all right, but Mann was climbing all over his defender. Dyson gathers it in the end and he'll look to launch the counter-attack. The ball just sat up in the breeze moments earlier. Here's Stone, seen a lot of the ball, playing central midfield role, really pulling the strings, dictating the tempo for large parts of this game. Big Red Rock tries to play it with Gorry here on the right-hand side, but they are forced to retreat back to Zupo. Zupo. Sison. Here's Blizzard. Shadowed by a couple. Plays it to Gorry. Gorry sets Sison the task and dropping back nicely was Naden, but a free kick awarded and a good area of the field for it for Devonport here.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start in the second half for Devonport, which is what I was alluding to. What they would not want to be doing, what Pete Saville would not want them to be doing. Clarence has had a couple of good opportunities, but when they've had those opportunities, they've wasted them.
Yeah, the set-piece delivery's been disappointing, especially considering the areas they've had the chances in. Here's the Red Rock Chilcott. And Gorry, who's beaten by Lush in the end, but Blizzard follows up. He looks to play it forward for Gorry. It's backed out of there well by Rob. Here's Smith.
He's winning that duel at left back, really, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been pretty
He's
good
holding it
Smith.
down very, very well. Very impressed with young Smith.
Plays it in towards Sison. Tyson to Chilcott. Plenty of options. Ends to dink one through to Blizzard. Takes it down on his chest. Frost to deal with that is Hallard though. And they clear the area, but just starting to probe and get a feel for the ball a bit now. Devonport starting to control proceedings a bit more after Clarence probably came out of the halftime break a little bit stronger than them. They're reasserting themselves on the contest. Here's Chilcott in towards Stone. He's got Lush for company. He's surrounded by red shirts. He turns and he's done pretty well there, Stone. It's cleared only as far as Blizzard.
He's very good there, Stone, of getting himself out of really tight situations when you just think he's done for, and the next thing he's past three and he's laying a ball off.
Indeed, here is Stone again. He's been busy, but that's well done there by Naden. He's showing his quality.
Well, he loses out that time, though. As soon as I say it, I'll put the Mickey on him, Andrew.
Yeah. They get the throw in here, Clarence. And it's going to be Henry Lush to go down the line to the target man. Hedge combines well with Bug. Good hold-up play. That's what they want from Hedge as the centre forward. Rob sells him a little bit short, and just getting up on him is Grattan to block the next ball in. A fairly even battle developing. After they looked a little bit overmatched earlier, as Bug is surely fouled there by Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard isn't happy, but it's a correct decision by the referee.
Something fairly cut and dry to me. Braden man just inquiring why, but I think a fair decision.
Captain's allowed to come up and approach the referee, and Braden thought he might go up there and have a little bit of a chat.
They've done a pretty good job of negating Man's influence on the contest so far.
I'd have to agree with that. Man hasn't had too much of an impact in the game so far, but it's the other players around him that have had the impact.
Hallard plays it onto the head of Grattan, moves away, and now he's Dennehy. He's got two. He's away down the left here. Plays the first time ball well. We've just said he hasn't done much. He's got a chance here, does he, man? He tried that move he loves, where he just knocks it past the centre back and runs, but Hallard was there to stop that. How many times have we seen Braden Man do that? Just knock it past and stroll on in and slot it home. Not to be this time. Well done by the Englishman Hallard in defence, and he hacks it long, and that was not quite as impressive. He just belted out of play.
It's annoying football to see that. Just a throw in and then a hack forward.
The most creative football you'll ever see. Smith will take the throw for the Strikers. Flicked on by Sison. Hardwick away. Hedge into the middle, and here's Naden looking to charge forward. Played back by Grattan. And that's, well, very, very ambitious by Hedge. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. Not sure he's got the left-footed off-balance drive from 30 yards in his locker.
Well, the Clarence groan went up again through the KG5 stand, so they were hoping he might have been able to get onto his right or a bit better of a shot on his left.
Or maybe just find a pass next time. Anyway, the ball's flicked on towards Hedge to chase, but this one will go through to the keeper. Nicky G can gather that one. There's not a lot of tempo about the game in the first 15 minutes here of the half. A really slow affair, hasn't really sizzled. Here's Smith. He plays it in to Dennehy. Pressured immediately by Burgess and trickled out of play, so there'll be another throw in. A lot of that happening. Here's Braden Man dropping deeper to try and get involved. Zupo. He'll have a bit of a trundle forward. And undersold Gorry there, and Clarence can force the turnover. Rob plays it forward, a searching ball for Burgess. Again, Nicky G out off his line, and a good pass finds Blizzard. What can he do? He'll play it out to Man on the flank. Braden Man. Well, that's a lovely pass for Dennehy. He's got two, Dennehy. He's shaping for a third here. Dennehy just wide the post.
Well taken. Great turn. A good pass by Man, though, to begin with, to start it all off. Yeah.
Dennehy close to a third there, and he's looked dangerous every time he's got the ball around the area. Just put that one wide of the post.
You'd nearly have your money that he was going to bury that one, but not to be. Nearly 3-0.
Chilcott competing there with Burgess. Aitken favourite for this one, and he wins the header. Now it's Naden. Oh, it's a fancy ball over the top from Rob, but no one there, and he had runners either side, so a
The
bit
Clarence groan goes up again.
a little bit wasteful with the killer ball. They've not been able to find the end product here in the second half. They're getting the ball in advanced areas, but they're not doing a lot with it. That would be frustrating for a Clarence
It's just
supporter.
that final touch in the final third that's letting them down at this stage. There's been about 3 or 4 opportunities, and it's just starting to frustrate the Clarence faithful.
Man infringed there by Hallard, so a free kick. Stone wants to take it quickly as Aiken just accidentally batters into him. Accidentally, not accidentally. Sold it well. Syson takes it quickly for Stone. Stone goes to Blizzard. Lovely little 1-2 there. Here's Stone. His shot is blocked. Rebound followed up, and that was really poor from Dennehy there. He's hungry for his hat-trick, but he's not going to get it with contact like that.
No, you're right, and Clarence can regroup here and try and get the ball and deep into Devonport's half and work on getting that final touch a little bit better and a good shot away from goal. Hallard with the ball now, and oh geez, he's made a meal of that. Really, the goalkeeper put him under immense pressure there as well.
Yeah, Dyson just sold his half into a little bit of trouble there as the ball was flicked on by Burgess. Chilk on away. Blizzard working back hard, but his pass is going to be cut off by Naden. You can see he really is the heart and soul of this Clarence midfield. Involved in everything. This is some nice play, but Hedge again. The final ball isn't quite there, and it'll be seen over nicely by Zupo.
But it was a better build-up play. But again, just that final ball's letting them down at this stage. Probably the difference between the Southern Premier League and stepping up to the PS4 NPL Tasmania League.
Yeah, the end product has not quite been there, but after looking a bit shambolic for a few minutes early in the first half, they've settled well, Clarence. They've given a pretty good account of themselves so far in their NPL bow.
Yeah, for the first time in the statewide league competition, they can hold their heads up high if they continue playing this kind of football here this year.
As Gorry's now got some space down the right, having to track back his Hallard. He gets there first, well defended by the Englishman. He's done well there, and he launches it down the line. Just getting it out of the area.
The linesman's flagged for a free kick here. Gorry just clipping Hallard as he kicked the ball, so it'll go back 20 or 30 yards. And
bit of cramp for Naden by the looks of things there. I hope it's only cramp. Just cringing a little bit. If he were to go off, that would be a massive blow for Clarence, but I think it's just cramp.
Just getting those hemis out.
So a little breather here as we just get past the hour mark. Still Devonport holding sway, 2-0. Goals to Dennehy in the 20 and 23rd minute. There's a quick double salvo from him. Since then, Clarence have settled.
It was a little bit gun out of the holster, bang, bang, and then just put them back in and cool them off.
Yeah, something like that. We've got the goal kick here for Nicky G. Not quite threatened the way we thought they might. After they scored those 2 goals, it looked like they were just going to roll right on through and score.
Well,
maybe
they
3,
were
4,
up and
5
about,
goals.
Drewster. I was thinking, are we going to see a few more? We still could.
Not been the case, but Clarence looking pretty solid so far in the second half. Syson plays it to Stone, who sold man a little bit short. He's got to fight a real battle here with Rob. It was all over his back.
Yep. Good refereeing, paying that free kick.
Gave him a chance to see if anything would develop as the Red Rock takes it, and I think we'll see that Burgess is just a little bit close trying to block that one off.
Yep.
And to the letter of the law, it's quite rightly a slice of cheese for Burgess.
First name of the book today.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of malice in this one so far.
Well, it's been played in good spirits.
So Zupo standing over this one. He launches it directly. Braden Mann looming. Can he get his head on it? It's away by Price, and then Hallard also getting across to it. He's Bug now. Pressured by Dennehy. Turned him nicely though, Bug. Now plays it to Naden. They'll spill out a play for a Devonport throw. But they're holding solid at the back. Smith with the throw. Braden Mann plays it back to him. Over the top looking for Dennehy, but Hardwick across to deal with it. Stone flicks on. And it's well and truly dealt with by Hardwick. Back to Smith. Sison. Through the middle into the bullseye. Shifts it to the right for Chilcott. Chilcott set Gorrie a task. Wasn't really the ball, but it was poorly controlled by Gorrie. And here is Naden. He's surrounded. He's cut off there. Blizzard. Oh, tried to flick through a Stone and succeeded only in playing Robin. He's bugged now with a chance to run at Smith. He looks to surge at him, but Smith's a pretty pacey customer and he sticks with him and ends up putting it behind. A bit of corner for Clarence, and they'll hope for some better delivery from this one.
That they will, and that final ball, we'll see how they go here. Who's heading over to take it? Rob, well, he's the one that's probably struggled with his final touch a couple of times already, so hopefully for him and for Clarence, he's bang on the money here.
Assesses his options. What's he going to do? He sends in a pretty good ball.
That is a lot better ball.
This one will be cleared. He'll get a second bite at the cherry, though. Then he's there to block, and Blizzard looking to carry away. Rob couldn't quite get round Stone. In the end, the pressure will be relieved with a free kick awarded. But, showing a little bit Clarence, just not quite enough of that quality in and around the box to break through. They're doing a better job of getting the ball. You wouldn't say Devonport are dominating them in any sense in the second half. It's not been a lot of chances either way.
No, there hasn't been a lot of chances. Devonport haven't been able to get in behind Clarence's defence so far this second half, and Clarence has just struggled with that final touch in the final third. So just sort of jostling them, both teams at the moment, and seeing which one's going to crack first.
There's the Red Rock.
Chiller.
There's a nice one too there, just Chilcott, and finds the way to Stone. He's got 3 red shirts around him. You can tell that he's been put under instructions to mark him closely, particularly after that first half. This is a good run by Gorrie. His next touch was a bit heavy. Expert challenge from Hallard. He's been impressive
was
today.
Fantastic.
Been very solid down back, and Rob is fouled there by Gorrie.
He's lucky not to get a slice of cheese. Or was he going to have a little bit of a talking to? Just a talking to. Clarence really wanted that slice of cheese to be raised out of the referee's top pocket. But he decided just a talking to Joel Stone was enough, and LA's lining up for the free kick now.
Well, I've got to say, there's times when if you're playing on, it's understandable for a delay, but he's kicked that one into the stand well after the whistle, so I'm a little surprised the cheese has stayed in the pocket there.
Well, I was expecting the cheese to come out.
Certainly the Clarence faithful, and the coach in particular, Jablonski, not particularly pleased that there wasn't a similar slice of cheese.
And probably rightly so as well.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there. Stone forces it to escape the book as this one goes towards Blizzard, but he's got 2 men to beat. Did a pretty good job.
Gorrie's going to be on here if man plays him.
He does just that. Dennehy's in the centre if he can get it to him. Just evaded him with the cross. Dennehy fancied a chance at a hat-trick. He made a great run.
It was a great cross. It was Dennehy just couldn't get to it, but wonderful angle there at the top of the 6-yard box. That's where you want them to go. Good play by Devonport.
Nothing doing again, and Clarence holding out pretty solidly at the back so far. Here's Price, the captain. Launches it long, and no one up there though, and this will go straight to Big Zupo, who can get things moving with the ball to Gorrie into space. He can get his head up and walk. Stone was making a run, but it was well cut out there. They avoid the danger. I think it was Aiken who did well to negate that chance. Chilcott wants to throw, but it's going to be giving Clarence his way, is it? There's the Clarence throw eventually. So some confusion as to what's going on there, and here's Nathan now as play resumes after that. Blizzard came in from the side and made a great challenge, got it back to Stone. Now Braden Mann turns. Braden Mann running at the defence, flicks it through for Gorrie. This is opening up nicely. Cuts it back for Braden Mann.
He blasted it over the top of Wowee.
Missed when it was easy to score there, man. It was lovely build-up play. He started the move. He followed it up with a run and just couldn't finish off his good work in the end. Disappointing for man.
Great cutback by Gorry too.
He'll be filthy on himself for missing that. It was put on a platter by Gorry. With his left foot, man, blasted it over the bar. He certainly got enough of it.
Well, should have been 7-0. Devonport captain couldn't convert.
7-0? Hang on a second. Unless they've scored 4 that I've missed. I reckon that would have been 3-0 there, mate.
Well, yeah, possibly.
There's a substitution.
3-0 after 70 minutes is what I was trying to get out there, Brewster.
As Naden is off, I'm guessing that must be, we saw him, there's some cramping or some injury before, so clearly struggling a little bit as he is substituted. We'll find out who's on for him, but that's a big blow. Of course, he's been playing pretty well. It's Adrian Lawler coming on. He's playing at centre-back in the pre-season game I was watching last week against Zebs. And some nice build-up play here and a chance. But offside flag is raised to deny. It was building nicely there for a second. Burgess was in, but to be. Long direct ball played for Dennehy, but Price will eat that one up. Now Man, who's hungry for a goal, especially after missing. Well defended in the end though by Lush. Clearance went straight to Sison. Here's the substitute Lawler. Oh, very fancily done there. Some nice work from the big centre half. Dennehy. This is building nicely for Devonport. Sison cuts it back, but straight into the waiting hands of Dyson. Long ball straight onto a Devonport head, but that head went straight to the substitute Lawler. In the end, it was a rather messy passage of play, and it'll find its way through to Nicky G and goals. After 71 minutes, it remains 2-0 to Devonport.
And they're just starting to get on top here as well, Andrew. They've had a few really good opportunities here of late, and getting in behind the defence, which they couldn't do for the first period of the second half. So getting in behind the defence is a sign that you're getting on top of your opposition, and possibly you're even a little bit more fitter than them. Devonport's a class outfit, and they are a very fit outfit as well. Sav's got them up and about.
He does, and obviously a fair intensity for Clarence to get used to at this level. That's something they'll grow into. Devonport have had an exceptional pre-season as Chilcott launches this one in the direction of Bo Blizzard. Looks to bring it down. Braden Mann beaten to the ball there by Hallard, though. Been impressive at the back. He plays it to Lawler, whose touch was poor. They've turned it over here. Building nicely. Lovely work from Stone coming through the middle of the ground. He'll spread it out now wide to the left. It's Braden Mann plays the cross. And the end product, not quite there for Man, floats harmlessly over Dyson's goals. So Dyson will take. He played it straight to Gorry though, but his touch was poor and it went straight out of play. Not his best work there, Gorry. This is a good goal kick, so pretty ugly passage of play that as Lush prepares to take the throw and puts it onto the head of Hedge, who flicks on looking for Burgess to get in behind, but again Zupo and Chilcott were there to block that off.
Clarence seems to be enjoying the long hair with the band on. There's a few of them rocking that.
Meanwhile, a substitution in the offing. It's going to be Hedge off for Liam the Persian Marsh. What could he do? He's a fierce competitor, the Persian, so we're looking forward to seeing what he can bring.
Well, he was only the emergency before the start of play, so obviously they've put him on. And
so Marsh on the Hedge, who's fought hard, a pretty tough ass playing as the centre forward here. Lots of long balls onto his head. Marsh, a similar physical kind of player, always up for a contest. And his first touch not great there though, as Blizzard's pass goes straight out of play. Clarence might just fancy themselves to nip a goal here, and if they could pull one back, It'll lead to some nervy moments here. They've not put them away, Devonport. That's just hacked out of there. A good spell here for Clarence. And the throw-in will be taken by Lush. Gorry missed the ball. Here's Marsh. Played it for Burgess. Back to Lush. That's a really disappointing pass there from Aiken though. Dennehy blocked off. That's well done by Hallard. They work it to the right. Here's Bug now looking to get in behind Smith. His touch is a bit heavy though. And it spills out of play for a goal kick. So some promising moments again for Clarence, but once more they've just not had that final ball, that bit of quality. And it's really mattered. They've been fairly solid defensively. The midfield play has been good, but in an attacking sense, just lacking a little bit of that quality.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they have been able to play some good football. They've had some good passing plays and a few good 1-2s, and then just when you think they're about to mount a challenge on goal, they're sadly let down.
Here's Stone. That's well to keep it in. And in the end, it deflects out off Rob. Rob wins it off Stone, rather. And it'll be a Clarence throw in. And they're doing some good pressing here at the moment. Making life uncomfortable. I wonder if they'll start throwing more bodies forward in the next few minutes and try and get that goal. How ambitious does Jablonski want to be? Will they roll the dice? Gorry looks to set Dennehy through, but it was the wrong ball. Far too central, and can be hacked out of there. Marsh now looking to duel with Zupo. You know, Marsh is going to be out there working hard. He'll hustle and bustle out there with Liam Marsh.
Very cool, calm and collected there at the back with Zupo there.
Yeah, he did it nicely.
I reckon he's done that a few times in his career.
Nicky G will launch them along again. One by Hardwick though. Falls to Smith. Plays it for Grattan. Sison turning. Back to Smith. And Gorry's bundled over. Draws the free kick. Wanted to take it quickly. Probably a good thing he didn't, because there wasn't a lot on for him. What will they do from this set piece? Assessing the options. Too many men being sent forward. One of them's Gorry though, and it might land on his head. Dyson came and didn't get there, and in the end the centre back will help clear it, and it's hacked out of there by Hardwick. Straight to Smith, onto the head of Marsh. The big fella Grattan across. Marsh hits the deck, play on. Gorry beaten out by Aiken. And Hardwick into the back of Bug. Not a lot ahead of him. Chip it in there. It's a poor ball from Bug in the end. And again, Nicky G able to sweep that one up. You just get the feeling maybe Devonport are content with 2-0. They're happy to just take the victory.
They are. Devonport haven't used any substitutions yet either, have they?
No, they've kept the same 11 out there.
Yeah, Chris McKenna's just sitting down, very, very relaxed. He's kitted up. He doesn't seem to be warming up or anything, so...
Zupo put that out of play.
Only 10 minutes to go.
Here's Rob looking to turn. Sison shut that down nicely though. Here's Gorry. Can he send man away? He can't, because Lush did really well to track back in defence.
Man's accidentally collected Lush there as well, but both are okay to continue on.
Stone back to Gorry. Gorry plays it in for Man. Dyson fumbled it, but was able to get it. And again, they repel the threat and just having to resort to these long crosses into the air at the moment. It's not the most creative football I've ever seen from Devonport as Sison nods back to Smith.
Well, they're most dangerous when they get in behind.
Oh, here's Stone. They might get in behind here. Stone's got man on.
Play in man.
Braden Man get there. He won't, thanks to a vital last-ditch intervention by Jez Price. The captain stopped that well. Oh, that's poor defence.
Oh, hat-trick.
Hits the deck all too softly there.
I think that might have been a penalty. I think he might have collected him there.
He didn't complain much though.
No.
Normally when an attacker goes down the box and they feel there's a claim, they'd make a bit more of it than that. He seemed
unless he's just not that kind of person.
On a hat-trick, I highly doubt that, but we'll see.
Braden Man was quite there. I'm sure Braden would have made a fuss about that if he thought that was a penalty.
I certainly would. I think he just lost his footing there when he turned. It was a really good chance. In the end, he was a bit hungry for the hat-trick, but they butcher another good chance to score there, Devonport. And they haven't peeled this game off just yet. despite having a couple of good chances to do it. Chilcott will throw down the line. Like we saw there, they got him behind again. Stone playing him through. And they've looked at their best when they've been able to get runners in behind. Clarence have sat pretty deep, which has made that tough to do. Lawler, nicknamed Kev, wins that header. Zupo with some very tidy play out from the back. And Sison is blocked off by Rob there. 10 minutes to go in this one. The second game of a triple header. Coming at you live from KG5 here. Big day as we launched the season. Of course, getting underway last night with South Hobart's thumping 6-3 win over Olympia. Earlier this morning, we had Launceston City coming from a goal down to beat Kingborough Lions 3-1. At the moment in this one, it is Devonport looking like they'll make it a good day for the Northern clubs. Northern Rangers, of course, to come up next.
Oh, they've given a corner, and it was definitely a goal kick.
The corner's been awarded, and yeah, I tend to agree with you there, buddy. That's a bit stiff. It'll be Rob to stride across, and surely if you're Clarence, you throw caution in the wind and chuck some bodies forward here. Is there really much difference between 3-0 and 2-0? You might as well gamble and go for the goal.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
What can Rob deliver?
That's why behind the mic, Andrew. Sensible comments like that.
Well, this one's headed away. Kev gets his head to it, but it goes straight to the keeper, Nicky G, who clasped it to his chest, thankfully. And the danger averted. Threat there. And a few big bodies, Clarence. If they could just pull one back, it would lead for a few nervy minutes at the end, despite controlling the vast proceedings that have gone on here today. Chilcott wins that one ahead of Burgess, who's worked hard down this flank. He's Lush with the throw. Looking for the head of Marsh, couldn't find him. Wizard immediately surrounded. Combative stuff there from Rob. Spills the way of Stone. Plays it out ahead of Man, but it's going to be Hallard back there to sweep up to Dyson. Gorey will pressure him, a little chip ball, which will put Hallard under some pressure because Man was lurking. They play their way out of right though through Aiken, and Blizzard just comes right through the back of Lush and gives away an easy free kick. Do they have enough in the tank, Clarence, to conjure up a late goal here? They are looking pretty tired. They fought hard, but just lacked a little bit of the polish today. So certainly a decent first showing in the league for Clarence United.
Clarence can go home with their head held high, though. They haven't been completely thrashed or outplayed or dominated. They haven't been the better team on the day, but they can still go home, and there's things they can work on, but there's also some positives that they can take away from the day as well.
Well, 2-0 after 20 minutes and conceding 2 in the space of moments, it was looking rather ominous, so I'd be pretty happy to have fought back from there. It's a curling ball in, but not troubled by that one, and now they look to launch through Dennehy back the other way. He's got Blizzard in the middle if he wanted him, ignored that. Probably shouldn't have, went for Gorey, and it was just belted out by Price.
That's in someone's backyard.
Here's Dennehy. He scored the 2 goals. And Gorey could raffle that one. In the end, they decided to play it back to Zupo. Zupo to Dennehy. Turns nicely. Here's Gorey. Shifts it out for Braden Mann. He'll cross it with his left foot here. Again, it's away by Hallard, who's been a very calming presence at the back. Sison, his touch was heavy and Aiken robbed him, but Stone working back to win it for Devonport. Lush read the direction of that pass very early and got in ahead of Blizzard. Now Bug will just see that one out of play and win the throw for his team, so it's looking increasingly like it's going to finish 2-0.
Yeah, only 5-6 minutes to go.
Chilcott and Marsh, 2 real physical warriors battling there. Blizzard, every time he's touched the ball in his half, he's been surrounded. He's a bursting run from Aiken, who, after a slow start, has really grown into the game. Ben Aiken, his influence in the second half has certainly grown. Pretty impressive, worked hard. One of the fitter players on the team. He's not stopped running. Be Hallard to take the free kick here. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Still Devonport holds sway by 2-0. He curls this one and it's left alone by the keeper and will roll over the byline for a goal kick.
Yeah, Nicky G thought about grabbing it, but then thought he'd just let it go out for a goal kick, and they'll just slow the play down. Happy with this 2-0 lead. He's very happy to go home with the 3 points. Go up through the Midlands Highway, and then on the Bass Highway back to Valley Road.
Bog competing hard. And throw to Braden Mann. Sison plays it back to Chilcott, who's errant in his pass, trying to find Mann. Clarence looking with a late rally here. 2 balls on the field, so that'll get taken back. Henry Lush will go again. Blizzard just brings Rob down there, a bit of a shirt grab. I feel like Clarence was just wondering where the slice of cheese was after a couple of fouls from Blizzard in the second half.
Very, very vocal here in the stands.
Yeah, always were a vocal support base, Clarence United, very passionate support base, and wanting a booking there for Blizzard, but not forthcoming. So Hallard again will whip a free kick in, a teasing ball, but Nicky G is always favourite, and there's a bit of shirt grabbing going on, and in the end, the free kick is blown. So just a few minutes to go. And Clarence just unable to find the breakthrough goal. I don't think Devonport will be pushing on with too much vigour in the last few minutes. They'll be happy to see this one out and bank 3 points to start their season off. Gorry to Dennehy. Braden Mann couldn't get round Aiken. Recovered though by Gorry, who goes down. Advantage played. Back to Gorry. Stone demanding it, but Gorry's going to go himself. Drops it off short for Mann. He's surrounded, and in the end, the weight of numbers wins out, and Rob is able to clear the danger. Here's Lawler. They work the ball around. Rob again. Not a lot of movement from Clarence players. A bit tired, I think. They've been chasing the ball for a fair bit. Here's Sison to Smith. Dennehy coming from an offside position, so he won't get a chance to conjure up that 3rd goal. Here's Price on the ball. Ooh, he sold Lush pretty short there. Just had enough to get there before Gorry could intervene. He's out for a throw. Marsh and Zupo battling for that one. Clarence throw in. Throw some numbers forward and try and get this last minute goal. Would be a pretty tough ask for them to get 2 goals in the last 2 minutes though. As Gorry just puts that one out of play. So they've not used their substitution at all, Devonport. They've neglected the bench today.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting decision. I thought maybe bringing on Chris McKenna for Braden Mann, who probably hasn't had his best day, but he's been lively and should have had a goal.
He should have. He blazed over from 5 yards out. It was really well done there by Hardwick. That nicely plays into Lawler. Fancy little back heel. Couldn't find Marsh and Chilcott. Had a bit of time he needed because the ball got caught under his feet. He's man now in space. Price immediately looks to get onto him. Does well to hold up and playing Gorry. He's got Stone breaking for him. They're coming across with Hallard. He's been really good today at the back, Hallard. Commanding presence all day, organising that defence. And he's been rock solid. Allard again plays it out. Here's Bug. Sliding in hard with Chilcott. So into stoppage time we are now. Can't imagine there to be much of it. No goals in this half. Not too many stoppages I can recall. No big injuries. As Allard hacks that one out. And indeed, there will be 0 minutes of added time.
15 seconds.
The referee says, that'll do, folks. Devonport claim a 2-0 win. And they'll be pretty happy with it. Clarence, well, not a bad first display in the league from them. Positives to take out of it. And that brings an end to game 2 of the triple header. The next one on the agenda is Northern Rangers and the home team Hobart Zebras. We'll be bringing that one to you very shortly, so stick with us.